and I hope you enjoy the contents of it. The first one I wrote a week after Liam was killed, and it's dedicated to his memory. Comrade, how often did we speak together of imperialism and socialism? We both knew there was no middle road. We knew what imperialism meant: inequality, national hatred, colonial slavery, chauvinism, national oppression, brutalities, massacres and imperialist wars. We knew that socialism was the only alternative to imperialism. Socialism meant to us and to all mankind reciprocal confidence, peace, liberty, national independence, equality, the pacific coexistence and collaboration of people. How hard you worked, comrade, for the freedom and unity of the Irish people. You told me how the millionaires and industrial magnates live in luxurious mansions, while many of our people in poverty were homeless, lived in slums or in concrete jungles called flats. You understood and explained to us how the capitalist monopolies, syndicates, cartels and trusts, the amalgamation of bank capital and highly concentrated industrial capital, and the increased exploitation and robbery abroad led to imperialist wars and to all the horror, misery and destruction that these wars bring. You told me that the capitalists are merciless and exploit, and how the workers are tolerant and exploited. We spoke often about the small producers and farmers, of how they are bled by the money lenders until they are eventually taken over or destroyed by a monopoly capitalism. You explained to me, comrade, how capitalism creates economic crisis and how the workers always bear the brunt of these crises. Some factories closed down altogether, others reduced production, working only half-time, others temporarily closed, the number of unemployed increases, the poverty and oppression, but at the best of times grows even worse. Our workers, degraded and impoverished, become paupers in the midst of enormous wealth. You told me of the mountains of food, stockpiled, dumped, burned or destroyed, just to increase the profits for the capitalists. All this while millions of people starved to death throughout the world. But, comrade, through all the greed and gloom, you visioned the bright rays of sunlight. You said that imperialism was collapsing before our eyes and that the workers were marching to establish a new social order based on labour. You shouted that revolution was in the air, that imperialism was dying and socialism was spreading throughout the world. You warned us to beware of the difficulties the revolution will have to face, the temporary failures and the waves of counter-revolution. But you said that in spite of the capitalist power, wealth and technology, lies, in spite of demagogy, baiting, bribery and terror, the final victory of the people is inevitable. You told me that it was necessary to denounce systematically and unrelentingly not only the capitalists but also their assistants, the reformists of all shades. You emphasised repeatedly that all workers must unite and that we must have unity of action, a single aim. The overthrow of imperialism and the establishment of a democratic socialist republic for the United Irish Workers. You stressed to me many a time that revolutionary socialists alone will emancipate the toiling and exploited masses of the population. Comrade, how you hated sectarianism. You saw the need for democracy and you realised the failures of blind nationalism. How well you knew that Ireland's struggle for independence was also a class struggle. that the people struggle today for a continuation of our age-long historical struggle. I remember when you told me that the people's movement must not tie its hands, that our situations change and our tactics prove negative. We must be in a position to change our tactics to suit each new situation. I can still hear you quoting to me that all the wealth is a product of labour, therefore it should belong to labour. That leaves nothing for the capitalists, who will never accept that state of affairs. The workers must prepare for a class war in which the capitalists will be eliminated. On another occasion, comrade, you warned that we must never use coercion or repression in dealing with controversial issues. That, you said, would inevitably arise. You told us that we must always use the democratic method of criticism, discussion and education. On many occasions you spoke of the need to involve the people because their struggle was ours. You knew that the people had to be organised, educated and disciplined. You knew too that all revolutionaries had to unite and coordinate their revolutionary activities. You understood the need for a revolutionary movement with working class leadership. Yes, comrade, how hard you worked and suffered to build such a movement, or did you ignore the fact that in the final analysis the united people would have to fight the capitalists? You are dead now, comrade, but your spirit inspires us to carry on the struggle. Together we will march forward and establish a socialist society in Ireland.